to another episode of The Brew, where it is our mission to tease out the stories that build better living. So here we are. We're back, Janet, for another episode of The Brew, another quarantined episode. So you are at your home. Yay! And I'm here in the Radco office, one of 3 people in the Radco office, so we're definitely social distancing.
I sure hope so.
Yes, we are. We're only saying that to make you happy. Just kidding. Before we get started here, I want to make sure that I highlight our social channels. So anybody watching The Brew now, whether you're in a socially distanced group or you're watching it individually at home, make sure you highlight us on Instagram at Radco Residential, on Facebook at Radco Residential, on Twitter at Radco Companies, and on LinkedIn at Radco / I said slash last time, --residential. So make sure you're highlighting us there and or on Yammer. Okay, so we will dive right in to what we have on the agenda for today. Janet, you are the guest host, and thank you for being the guest host today. I appreciate that. Anything you want to lead with before we hand off to our In Service Of segment? Any words of wisdom for the Radco Nation? I know the HR in you has something wise to say for the Radco Nation before we kick off.
Yeah, so thanks for preparing me for that.
Absolutely.
No, thank you so much for having me on the show, Mike. It's a pleasure, and I'm really excited that that I am going to be introducing the hashtag in service of nominations, because that's a section that really hits close to home to me, something I'm really passionate about. For those who don't know me, I'm Janet Bailden, and I'm the HR Director for Radco Residential. And the section of hashtag in service of. So this section really is geared around highlighting team members who've gone above and beyond to be in service of somebody else. But I really started thinking about that hashtag in service of, and what does that mean? So that really stems from our BHAG, which is our big, hairy, audacious goal at Radco Residential. And what that is we're really trying to transform to becoming a human-centric leader in service of our team members, our customers, and our business partners. So what really hits close to home to me is it always kind of brings me back to our value of caring as a company, and how that's really become an underlying theme in everything that we do. And I think especially in times like these, it becomes even more important in our words and our actions to be in service of not just our customers, because I think in the customer service and hospitality world or property management, we're always thinking about the customers, but really in service of each other, to our fellow team members, our families. It's just so important. So anyways, without further ado, I wanted to present to everybody the nomination that came through for highlighting a specific team member who was in service of, hashtag in service of. And then just so everybody knows, the submissions can be made by utilizing the service link, by utilizing the survey link that is in the description below this video. So this specific team member has been nominated for always going above and beyond the call of duty. I really love this. It says he's taken toilet paper and water to our residents in need.
That's so cool.
I know, I think that's great. He continues to ask everyone if they need anything. He's carried groceries out for some of the residents. And it says that they're always amazed by his awesome attitude, his smile, and his willingness to help. And even when he's at home, he continues to check on the team. He asks them if they need anything, and he's just been an overall asset to Radco and to his team members. So this specific team member is James Outing Jr., and he is the maintenance supervisor at Magnolia Terrace. So I just wanted to say personally, thank you. Yes, thank you, James, so much for everything that you do. I think it's so awesome that you just have really taken the time to think about your other fellow team members, the residents, everybody during this time, really leaned in and seeing how you can continue to support them. So kudos to you, and to going so far above and beyond that someone took the time to recognize you and to nominate you. The next section is nominations that actually came through from the operations update email that was sent out. And this is the hashtag helpers. Kind of in same line with the in service of, these are team members that have really gone above and beyond to help each other during this time as we've kind of been adjusting to this new way of doing business, a new way of living our lives, and it's really been an adjustment for everybody. As you can see, me being in my bedroom right now. So the first team member that really came through that was nominated for the hashtag helpers is Jose Azcarraga. And Jose is the leasing consultant at Creekside at Meridian Hills. He's really demonstrated a great attitude during all of this and is always willing to go the extra mile and help to make sure that his residents get the best experience possible. He's also stepped up when someone needs a day off, and he does everything he needs to do to cover all the showings and follow up on his leads. So thank you, Jose, for going above and beyond and for all your hard work during this time and for being recognized by your peers. The next team member is Robert Clark, and he is the maintenance lead at Ashford Meridian Hills. And it says here, he's assisted every day at Ashford Georgetown while the service supervisor was out, and he continues to help out at Ashford Meridian Hills. He's positive, focused, and he's dedicated to a good resident experience. I love that. I love the resident experience, by the way. I think that's just great. So thank you, Robert, for everything you've done. Continue to do, not just at your current team, with your current team, but actually leaning in at another fellow community. I think that's so great just to see people support each other across communities. So thanks so much. The next team member who was highlighted is Brandis Pauley, and Brandis is our senior property accountant in the Radico headquarters. It says she has been incredibly patient answering and explaining the accounting ins and outs as we climb the learning curve in Indianapolis. She's encouraging and she's ready to celebrate success while maintaining a very high standard. I really like that. She even will respond to Skype IMs when in the moment they have a question. So thank you so much, Brandis, for going above and beyond and leaning in to help each other out. And, you know, also with accounting, I know sometimes for some people, it can be really tedious. You have a lot of questions. And so thank you for taking the time to support your team members and teach them along the way. The next team member is TIARA Robinson, and she is our Learning and Development Business Partner at the Radico headquarters. The team has really been taking full advantage of TIARA's training time. She's happy to review and explain on an individual or a group basis. She works diligently to get answers for the entire team. She's encouraging and approachable and changing, I really like this, changing the frustration of not understanding to the joy of learning.
Oh, that's cool. I
So
love that.
I really do. I think that's so special. And really that's what learning and development is about, right? So I think learning new things can be frustrating for a lot of us. And so TIARA, thank you for taking the time to making that an enjoyable experience for everybody.
Yes, definitely.
And then last but not least is Kenya Damyanoff. And Kenya is the leasing consultant at Ashford Meridian Hills. Indianapolis is on fire.
They are, that's fantastic.
I love this. So Kenya actually started her career with Radico as a leasing consultant just 2 days prior to going to shelter in place in Indianapolis.
Oh.
Imagine that, starting a new job during this time. So that's got to be incredibly just, you know, shock to your system and
Right.
challenging and scary all at the same time. So it says here that Kenya has a whole attitude. Her whole attitude is how else can I help and how can I make a difference? She's dedicatedly learned how to living room lease and has made an amazing impression on all of the prospects. When her teammate had to take time off, she increased her workload to make sure that she could take care of everyone. She has an amazing can-do spirit. Thank you, Kenya, so much. I think that's so great to see someone demonstrate in service of our value of caring from the very beginning, just from joining the team. It sounds like, Kenya, you're in the right place, and we're really excited to have you on the team. So anyways, kudos to everybody for getting nominated, for just going above and beyond. And I just want to continue to encourage everybody that if you know of anyone who is hashtag in service of, to please nominate them. Just use the survey link in the description below the video and just include details as to why you believe they deserve the recognition. And then someone from the team will reach out to you and just get some more information. So just continue to celebrate each other. So important. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see how much everyone has leaned in. And I felt it too, even in my role and getting to interact with everybody one-on-one. So thank you everyone to the team.
Well, Janet, really appreciate that. You did a wonderful job of highlighting those individuals for their accomplishments. Thank you. And I think it brought to mind for me something that is supposed to be part of the lead into the Brew, and that is that this show really is our effort at edifying each one of our team members out in the field and here in the, I call it the mothership, but headquarters, corporate office, whatever you want to call it. This TV channel, so to speak, is really our effort at trying to highlight and edify our team members. So like Janet said, please send your stories in because we want to do more of this. I'd love to have the show be 2 hours long and talk nothing about celebrating people. That would make my day. So that said, we're going to segue over to Safety Matters. This is my best Steve DeQuette impression. Safety Matters. However he does that. So Safety Matters. So this past month, we actually had our Safety Matters inspections or code inspections, I believe, that the team members were tasked with doing. And this is the first time ever that we had 20 properties that actually completed that exercise 100%, right? Normally we have, who knows, the percentage isn't the best percentage out of our whole. But this month we had 20 teams that actually completed the exercise. So I want to highlight those teams very quickly. I'm just going to read, I'm not reading the Ashford, okay? Just not doing that. Sweetwater, 6860, 75, Feather Sound, Bayside, Indian Trail, Ashford on the Lake, I had to do it there, Palmetto Square, Ridenhour, Riverview, City Crest, City Summit, Terrace, Laurel West, Cheshire Bridge, Mountain Creek, Sandy Springs, West Midtown, Ackworth, and Willows at North End. So congratulations to each one of you, every one of you, for getting that accomplished this time around. And a special shout out to Crystal McGee. Her portfolio got 100%, which tells me all the other RMs, just kidding, didn't do that. But Crystal had 100% of her properties participate in the, I'm getting a signal to look at the camera. Thank you, thank you. Each one of her teams, 100% of her teams actually accomplished that task, and we appreciate that. Thank you, Crystal, and thank you for your team members who got it accomplished this month. Also want to call out Learning and Development because they've worked really hard on a Safety Matters dashboard that they use to capture all of that information and make it accessible for the team members. So go out to your dashboard and see where you rank in that stack of properties. And then next month, make sure you're on that list if you're not on the list this month. And then our main course that has been posted out there is Pool Safety, which is interesting to me in the midst of a COVID crisis. Pool, let's see. If we get to open our pools, make sure that you take the course in preparation for that anticipated potential of opening of the pool this month in May. So let's try to get all of our properties at 100% compliance in that regard. That being said, we're going to transition off to leasing boot camp winners. Now, this was, I just think this is the coolest thing ever. Janet, did you see all those emails that came out where we sent out, well, not emails, I guess they went out by email, but Yammer, where they're posting back all the really cool things that they were, kind of top secret missions that they were supposed to go on and report back on. I just thought that was the coolest campaign that the Learning and Development Department put together. So kudos, L&D. But the mission was really to achieve the following objectives by completing 2 challenges a week. And so we were trying to exceed our Kingsley Index scores for prospects' overall impression of the community and their experience. Also earning 95% or higher on our secret shop score. And I'm going to highlight that in just a second because secret shops I know has been controversial in the midst of COVID and virtual leasing, but I'm going to make a remark on that in a second. The other thing was to achieve 30 to 50% closing ratio as a property. And so that's not an individual thing. Everybody on the team collectively had to get 30 to 50% closing ratios. And then this was the part that I thought was super fun, posting your mission challenge out on Yammer. And there were so many good ones. I couldn't keep up with the stream when those things were coming in, but those were the 4 things that we were trying to accomplish and highlighting that this past month with that campaign. So in the middle of that, COVID-19 happens, right? And it really disrupts our workflow. We had to learn new skills. We had to, even though we were selling property, now we were doing it virtually. We were doing FaceTime tours, we're doing virtual tours. We put Lisa to work trying to facilitate some of that. But there were a couple of teams that really stood out in the midst of all of that. Let's, dare I say, call it chaos, right? And we want to highlight those teams right now. We want to congratulate the top performing community, which was Ashford 75. So on those 4 things that I just communicated, Ashford 75 stood out. Second best performing community was Lakeside at Winter Park. So congratulations to everybody down there in Florida. And then the best performing region. Can I do that and it picks up? Good. Levi Cortez, his group was the best performing region as it relates to that challenge that was put forth this month, which I thought was fantastic. So thank you, L&D. Thank you to all of you who participated in all of the challenge, and especially those teams that we highlighted just now. And with that, we're going to hand it back over to Janet, who's going to talk about secret shop reports. Janet?
All right, so secret shop reports. Looks like we've got a 100% club for secret shop reports. So very exciting here. Thank you to these team members for all their hard work. I know we keep highlighting learning and development, but man,
they're everywhere.
They're everywhere. They've been working so hard, just pushing out so much content, so much learning, so many resources to all of our team members. So kudos to them as well. Also want to, before we kind of dive into that 100% club, I just want to remind our team members that e-learning is available to them. If you want to log in, there's access to so many resources out there. You can watch videos on Panopto. There's different training videos. And then you also have the ability to schedule one-on-one with someone from learning and development. If you really feel that you want to continue to improve in your skill set, or you feel like you're not super pleased with your secret shop report score, then that's a great resource for you that's available to continue to fine tune those skills. So anyways, with that said, I want to highlight 3 individual team members who scored 100% this month. And what's really exciting about this group, it's our first group where all 3 of them were a result of virtual leasing. I just mentioned virtual leasing, and I just really want to kudos to all of our team members, not just these 3 individuals, but to everybody out there for really adopting the new technology, embracing the change, I should say. And that's really scary to do, but also it is at a time like this when there's so much change in other areas of our life, to really be able to embrace that in the workplace, run with it, and just give it your all. I just wanted to say thank you to all of our team members for really moving so quickly on that and making it happen. So with that said, we've got 3 team members here who just did outstanding job, and that is Sharika Wynn. She is the leasing consultant at Winterset at East Cobb. We've got Karen Cespedes, who is the leasing consultant at Radius Cheshire Bridge. And we have Rocky Jervis, the leasing consultant at Crossings at Eagle Landing. And just wanted to, and those 3 team members, kudos to you for 100%, but thank you to everybody for really just diving in there and working so hard during this time to put this in action.
Yeah, and Janet, thank you for that. And it brings to mind something that I know we talked about on the last Brew episode, and that That really is the controversy that surrounds the idea of doing secret shops right in the middle of a crisis and doing it with virtual tours, which nobody was really comfortable with at the time. And I want to reiterate the reason why we chose to do that, and that is really that we were trying to build out a new piece of technology, and we needed data points to actually make sure that the team member experience and the customer experience was actually one that was good for both, right? We just needed to understand how it was working, and the only way that we knew how to do that was to do a secret shop so that we could get those data points. So the second thing I would say about that is that in the early innings here, where we're learning how to we're learning a new way to do business, we're not counting that against anybody. So if your scores are down as a result of going through a secret shop in a virtual learning environment, if you will, we're not going to count that against you. Later on, because I do believe in my heart of hearts that virtual leasing will stick around, it will be a new way to do business because consumers will want that. Later on, we will start to use that as an opportunity to help you course correct or redirect a learning opportunity, because we have data now that suggests that you might need to work in an area here or there or wherever. So right now, it's not counting against anybody. In the future, it will, because I think this virtual leasing will stick around as the hopefully COVID wraps up. Probably won't wrap up, but as it starts to decline in nature. Okay. All right, with that, we are going to segue to Yammer posts. I love Yammer. And I always have to highlight Jessica Gordon here because she invented Yammer. I think she wrote all the code that created Yammer. She didn't write the code, but she actually was the person in our organization that made Yammer really come alive. And she has a lot of tips and tricks and strategies. If you can't get your posts out there to the masses, call her up, because she is a wealth of information to make that kind of thing happen. So, all right, before we jump into Yammer posts, however, last episode we highlighted the fact that we were celebrating our 5-year anniversary, and we had a team member that we highlighted at that time, but we left someone off of that list. And I want to apologize first and foremost for doing that. There is a snafu on the backside that didn't present that person's name readily to us, but it is our responsibility to make sure that we vet that properly. So I do want to apologize to Fernando Montoya, who is also another 5-year employee that's been here for 5 years. So I want to say thank you for being here for 5 years. Thank you for your loyalty and your efforts at Radcare Residential. And I look forward to the next 5 years and 5 after that, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we have 2 people in the 5-year club now. Is that right? Two people?
Yeah, three. Yeah, this past month.
Oh, so we have someone else we're going to say next month we can say 5 years, another person in the club. Okay, all right, let's dive into the Yammer posts. First person we're going to highlight is Amber Dawson. She has a new bundle of joy named Lainey, and I think we're showing pictures on the screen.
So cute.
So adorable.
So cute.
Yes. So congratulations, Amber, for the new addition to your family. Second, we want to highlight Scott Jervis from Ashford 75. He celebrates a perfect score on their pool inspection. A perfect score for maybe crickets of people showing up to go to the pool. Would you go to the pool? Would you go to the pool, Janet, right now? I'm not sure I'd go to the pool. But if you were going to the pool, you could go to the Ashford 75 pool.
Great pass.
Yep. So thank you, Scott, for making sure that it is ready to be open. Next, I want to highlight Jose Azcarga. Janet, help me out. Last name. Azcarraga. I apologize that I can't do that, but Janet, thank you for that. And Brooke Hoke, I believe? Brooke Hoke. Okay, and if I butcher that, I apologize. The 2 of them secured 131 virtual tours, or actually conducted 131 virtual tours and yielded 27 applications and 29 move-ins in the month of April. That is phenomenal. We have nothing to really compare that to. If we try to compare that to months prior, we don't have COVID involved, but in my head, those numbers are astronomical and wonderful, and we really appreciate your efforts. Next, I want to highlight the team at Ashford Indian Trail. This video, I literally, and I mean this is not for dramatic effect, I cried when I watched, I cried when I watched the video that they put together. And I think what was so compelling to me was that every single one of the team members, it was like a heartfelt message, right? And some of them spoke Spanish, I believe. Is that right, Chances?
And it was so authentic.
Oh, it's so from the heart, and it just is it's just a testament to what we are creating at Radco Residential, and they just took it to a whole other level. And I really want to highlight them, and it was amazing. So thank you for that. Thank you for that effort and putting that out there to your residents, and really demonstrating the value of Radco Cares. It's just incredible. Next, I want to highlight the team at Radius West Midtown who joined TikTok. I know everyone in this room has done a TikTok. Janet, have you done a TikTok? No? My daughter, no. Oh, no one in this room has even done a TikTok. I have to do TikToks from time to time with my daughter, who is a dancer. So.
Do you dance?
I would not call it dancing. I participate in something that looks like dancing on TikTok. However, this is about Radius West Midtown, and we'll focus on their channel, not my daughter's channel, because that would be horrifying. So it's really fun. I've seen on Yammer where they've put together TikTok videos and then posted them out to Yammer, and it's just really a way to keep their residents engaged and inspired and motivated in some respects in the midst of what is going on in the world today. It's just another avenue of connection. And so following that, Winter Set at East Cobb also jumped on the TikTok bandwagon, doing a popular dance challenge in a fun way to say we care to our residents. So if you haven't seen that, go see that, because that's really fun. Well, you're about to see it. Maybe you're about to see it. Yep, you're about to see it. I love how I'm interacting with the directors. That's okay with our Brew show, right? I'm going to take license for that. We're doing that from now on. Okay, and then we're going to highlight next the team at Radius Sandy Springs and Ashford 75. This touched the heart too. They went out to our first responders and delivered meals and drinks just as a way of saying thank you to those frontline heroes, really the people that are, I guess, at the leading edge of what's going on today and serving the world and the broader community. And our team members took a little time out and took some drinks and meals to them. So that was another one. Touched the heart. Just touched the heart. Really proud of you guys for doing that. Next, I want to highlight Adam Steinley, who gave a shout out to Rebecca, the property manager at Radius West Midtown. She actually got in and rewrote some Lisa code. She really didn't do that. She just found a problem with Lisa and highlighted that, or helped Adam work through an issue with her so that we could get her back online. I'm not sure what the problem was, but I know that she jumped in and helped Adam resolve it, and we really appreciate that, Rebecca. Thank you very much. And thank you, Adam, for calling out a fellow team member. Leslie Stanley at Radius West Ashley shouted out to her assistant property manager, Valencia Hughes, for her hard work on delinquency. Sometimes I try to talk too fast. That was one of them. Delinquency and renewals. And we really love the peer-to-peer recognition there. So thank you very much for that highlight. And thank you very much for those efforts on your renewals and your delinquency. And then I guess this is last but not least, Chris Connor, Ashford Ridenauer, you won some earpods. I'm really jealous of that. My daughter has earpods. I want earpods. I want to be picked next time. I don't want to be picked next time. Just kidding. Congratulations, Chris, on your AirPods, and that was on the Thrive Wellness site. He participated by sharing whatever he was doing. Do we know what he was doing?
Yeah, he was, his resource, to stay sane, was waxing and cleaning his car.
Waxing and cleaning his car. Woo! And we got a picture of that, his car. That just brought Karate Kid to mind, which probably ages me. Wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. Yes, great. Chris, you have a waxed car, and you also won some earpods, so thank you for sharing. Appreciate that. And remember, everybody remember, if it doesn't show up on Yammer, it didn't happen. So make sure you're doing that. Anytime you have anything you want to share it on Yammer. That being said, we're going to draw this episode to a close. And before I close it out completely, Janet, I want to thank you for being a guest host today. You did a fantastic job. Appreciate it. Any last words you want to say before I tie it up with a quote?
Oh, a quote. No, please share.
Okay. So I found this quote. It's from Rumi, And it goes like this: out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field, and I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. And what it brought to mind for me is something that I think is presenting itself in the world today, and that is compassion fatigue. We're all cooped up, whether it be in our homes, wherever it may be, and there's only so much compassion we can put out before we've reached threshold or we've reached tolerance, and sometimes we get snippy and snappy with each other. And I just want everybody to remember, like Rumi said, there's a field between wrongdoing and right doing, or a catalyst and a response. And I want to meet you there. I want all of us to meet each other there. I want us to see each other, even if it's virtually, and remember to be kind in these times. I've seen it present many times over in different forums and formats as of late. And I just want to remind everybody that everybody's feeling the same kind of pressures, and just be kind to each other. And we're going to get through this. We're going to get through it together. And we're going to be stronger as a Radcode Nation when we do. Take care. We'll see you next time. Your nervousness makes me confident.
3, 2, 1.
And with that, I love it. Okay. How do you get people to stop laughing on set, Matthew? What's your tactic there?
I don't do set, I do theater.
Oh.
See, to all the haters out there that thought we couldn't do it in one take.